Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin got into a tense exchange last night on CNN about President Trump's Iran strikes. Take a look at this.
We're clearly not going to allow them ever to have a nuclear weapon. And that is very clear. We want to make sure that we're protecting all of our assets home and abroad, and we wanted to eliminate the threat. The threat's been around for 47 years. The Ayatollah has had a dream since he first came into office in 1979 to create a nuclear weapon. And there's no question if he had the opportunity, it wouldn't be if, it'd be a matter of when he would use it on us. And after 9/11, Casey, we said never again. Never again will we be caught flat-footed. Never again will we ignore someone like Osama bin Laden when we knew what his intentions were, but we didn't take him out. We knew what the Ayatollah's intentions were. They had been chanting death to America for 47 years. We gave them an opportunity for diplomacy to work, and it didn't.
Is this not a war of choice? The president ran, and did the president not run on not starting a war with Iran?
He ran on two things: ending wars. He's ended 8 of them, and he also ran on keeping America safe. This isn't a war. We haven't declared war. Everybody wants to say we're at war with Iraq.
I want to play the Secretary of Defense, who calls himself the Secretary of War, said today this is a war. Let's watch.
We set the terms of this war from start to finish. We didn't start this war, but under President Trump, we are finishing it.
Is it really not a war?
What he declared on us was war, meaning us as Ayatollah. He declared war on us. We are not at war with the Iranian people. The Ayatollah who declared war on us, we've already taken him out. Now we're eliminating the threat. The Iranian people, we want to see them take back the country that the Ayatollah has been raping and pillaging them or from them for 47 years. So we're not at war with Iran. We're making sure that they do not have the capability to harm us anymore. They have killed thousands and injured thousands around the world, American citizens and military personnel, for 47 years, and not one single president has had the backbone to do anything about it until President Trump, and thank God we have done something about it.
That is true. During the duration of the Iranian regime, over 1,000 U.S. service members were killed by Iran's troops. They continue to fund terrorism against the United States and our allies. They continue this ongoing nuclear threat, and they continue to do business with our adversaries, China and Russia, giving them much needed oil. So the casus belli, if that's how you pronounce it, the reason for war has been on the Oval Office desk for decades at this point. But President Trump was the one who decided to actually do something, to actually take action.
Tucker Carlson, who of course has been close to President Trump over many years, a right-wing voice, talked to Jonathan Karl this weekend. He said that the attack on Iran that we saw President Trump authorize is, quote, absolutely disgusting and evil. So, Senator, my question to you is, why is Tucker Carlson wrong here?
I don't know Tucker Carlson. I've never sat down and shaken his hand. I don't know if I met him. Maybe I have, but Tucker Carlson doesn't speak for me, and I would say Tucker Carlson doesn't speak for the Republican Party either, or the president.
So do you think he's wrong here?
Absolutely, 100%. I disagree with a lot that Tucker Carlson says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene also added this to the mix of the conversation. She says, just like we're no longer a nation divided by left and right, we're now a nation divided to be those who want to fight wars for Israel and those who just want peace and to be able to afford their bills and their health insurance. Why is she wrong?
Well, if anyone, and I'm not going to discuss if Marjorie Taylor Greene is wrong or not, because I'm not knowing where she's coming from on this. But what I will say, not Tucker Carlson or Marjorie Taylor Greene, yourself or any Democrat that opposes this can say that the Ayatollah wasn't a threat to the United States and our interests home and abroad. We've known he's been a threat, and we know that he has been the #1 sponsor of terror around the world for decades. And so if any of them believe that this world would be better off with him still alive, I'd like them to make that case.
I don't think that's the argument they're making. I think.
And what's the argument?
The argument is not, I have not heard anyone who has been talking about this in this way say that Iran is nothing except for many of the things that you say, a sponsor of terrorism, that the Ayatollah, right. Many of those characteristics, sure. The question is, what should the United States be doing about that? right?
Being proactive and eliminating the guy, just like we did, and eliminating the threat. That's what the AEMF is all about.
How many Americans are you willing to see lose their lives in this fight?
Listen,
one
is
too
many.
Seen
the
6,
problem
right?
is that, one is too many. The problem is we've already lost thousands. You can go back and have a timeline in which I know you know the timeline of how many times they've attacked us, going back all the way to 1979 when they took the students hostage, to the time that they've attacked our interests at sea and on land over the last 47 years. So we already lost Americans over this murderous regime. The question is how many more were we willing to lose before we finally done something? The fact is we're stopping it. President Trump has stopped it. He stopped future killings that this murderous regime and this underneath the Ayatollah can do to our people home and abroad. So it's about time a president of the United States stood up and took care of this nuisance that's been around for 47 years.
Nuisance is quite a word for it, considering all the other things we've just attributed to them. But okay. Senator Markwayne Mullin, I always appreciate you coming and being willing to answer questions. Thank you very much, sir.
That is a compelling case to me. You know, when this first started, I was very confused as to why we were taking action now, but I feel like that is a very compelling case. Iran has done so much damage to America, the West, our allies, and it's kind of like their time is up. The reckoning is here. Considering that they've killed so many U.S. troops, considering that they continue to threaten us existentially with the development of their nuclear program, that this action that Trump took was warranted and appropriate and, in many ways, America first. There's competing ideas of what America first means right now on the right. Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and others would say that we need to be more isolationist, we need to be more non-interventionalist, and that we should focus on domestic economic policy, making things more affordable and better here for America. I think that that's all true. That's a very good case as well. But he also argues that taking these foreign policy actions is not in America's interest, that this is a waste of American lives and our tax dollars. But Republicans right now are making a good argument, and I think Markwayne Mullin articulated it very well, that this strike in Iran, taking out the Ayatollah, is in America's interest very firmly. That this has been a long time coming, that America stands to gain a lot on the world stage, in commerce, economically, but as well as domestic security-wise, from taking out this regime, from helping Iranians take back their country, putting a stop to the ongoing evil that has been the scourge of that part of the world for almost 50 years now. So whether it's a war or not, I'm fine with calling it a war. I think Trump and Pete Hegseth themselves have called this a war. Some people don't want to call it a war. If it is a war, then let's fight it. We're already in it. There is a good case to be made as to why this is an America First war. It's not technically a war because Congress hasn't sanctioned it, hasn't voted on it yet. If we can get in and out effectively in a concise way and be effective at achieving our goals, that this will be a good result for America. And President Trump has proven this in the past. His track record with these military actions has been very good. And the first couple days of this conflict have been extremely successful. In other words, he's not fucking around. President Trump knows how to go in, kill our enemies, and get out. And he's done that with ISIS. He's done that in Venezuela. Not even killing our enemy, he just took him prisoner. And I think the prior attacks on Fordo and the Iranian nuclear program were a good example of his short-term intentions to go in, mission accomplished, and then get out of there. We're not doing nation building. We're not doing these long-standing, bringing democracy to the third world projects that Iraq and Afghanistan were, that were just clearly not in America's interest. Those were not America First wars. Those were for the benefit of a very small group of elites in Washington, D.C. that profiteered off those wars. If President Trump can wage war in a new way that accomplishes America's goals without the long-standing intervention, then I think that he's going to rewrite the book on American foreign policy. Also, we haven't seen throughout the entire duration of the Cold War the full force of the American military be unleashed on our enemies. We're always in this half-in, half-out sort of mentality with our military posture, and that has been extremely detrimental to our military effectiveness. We didn't go all in Vietnam. We didn't go all in Korea. We didn't go all in some ways in Iraq and Afghanistan in a way that we could if our goal was to short-term eliminate the enemy, eliminate the threat, and then leave. So I think President Trump is rewriting that rule book on how American military intervention looks, how American foreign policy is conducted. It is a one-on-one negotiation with our enemies, and we made the message loud and clear that if you threaten us or our allies, we will kill you. We will come in, we will take you away in the middle of the night, or we will destroy you in the middle of the night, and it's going to happen like that. It's going to just take a day or two. And now I think all of our enemies around the world, China, Russia, I mean, think about what was going through Vladimir Putin's head, or Kim Jong-un, or Xi Jinping. They're not used to dealing with an America that is willing to unleash the full force of the military like we've seen President Trump do. And now I think they need to take a step back and rethink their entire foreign policy strategy when it comes to dealing with America, which is a good thing. Our enemies should be afraid of us. It's peace through strength, just like Ronald Reagan manufactured through the entire Cold War very successfully, and he got a lot of things done. And I think we're seeing the new 2.0 iteration of that under President Trump. But I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. Do you think Markwayne Mullin is right about this? Is this a necessary America first military action in Iran? Should we see this through to the end? Let me know your thoughts. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you guys get notified when I post brand new videos here on the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.